Hi, hello, welcome to all of you. This is Dr. Management N, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce and Management Studies, Government First Grade College, Srinivaspur. This session is particularly designed to BBA 5th semester students of Bangalore North University. In this session, we are going to deal with the subject called Investment Management. The topic for the session 28 is Sharpe Single Index Model. Before going to discuss about Sharpe Single Index Model, let us know what we discussed in the previous class. To recap the previous class, we have discussed about Markowitz model in the previous class. The learning objective of the chapter is to understand the portfolio management framework and apply the various theories of portfolio management in designing a portfolio. Once the student attend this particular session, he will be able to understand the Sharpe's single index model. Sharpe single index model is a simple asset pricing model to measure both the risk and the return of a stock. The model has been developed by William Sharpe in 1963 and is commonly used in the finance industry. Mathematically, the SIM, in simple words we call it as single index model, is expressed as RIT minus RF is equal to AI plus BI into RMT minus RF plus. There are so many factors we can list here, where RIT is return to stock I in period T. RF is the risk-free rate, either the interest rate on treasury bills. RMT is a return to the market portfolio in period T. AI is the stock's alpha or abnormal return. BI is the stock's beta or responsiveness to the market return. It is important to note that RIT minus RF is called the excess return on the stock, RMT minus RF the excess return on the market. Here, EIT, the residual random returns which are assumed independent, normally distributed with mean zero and standard deviation. Assumption of the single index model. To simplify analysis, the single index model assumes that there is only one macroeconomic factor that causes the systematic risk affecting all stock returns, and this factor can be represented by the rate of return on a market index. According to this model, the return of any stock can be decomposed into the expected excess return of the individual stock due to firm-specific factors, commonly denoted by its alpha coefficient. The return due to macroeconomic events that affect the market and the unexpected microeconomic events that affect only the firm. The return BI into RM minus RF represents the movement of the market modified by the stock's beta, while represents the unsystematic risk of the security due to firm-specific factors. Macroeconomic events such as changes in interest rates or the cost of labor causes the systematic risk that affects the returns of all stocks, and the firm-specific events or the unexpected microeconomic events that affect the return of specific firms, such as the death of key people or the lowering of the firm's credit rating, that would affect the firm but would have a negligible effect on the economy. In a portfolio, the unsystematic risk due to firm specific factors can be reduced to zero by diversification. The index model is based on some of the following points. Most stocks have a positive covariance because they all respond similarly to macroeconomic factors. However, some firms are more sensitive to these factors than others, and this firm specific variance is typically denoted by its beta, which means its variance compared to the market for one or more economic factors. Covariances among securities result from differing responses to macroeconomic factors. Hence, the covariance of each stock can be found by multiplying their betas and the market variance. The single index model assumes that once the market return is subtracted out, the remaining returns are uncorrelated. Here a simple formula: E into RIT minus BIMT into RKT minus BKMT is equal to 0, which gives covariance RI, RK is equal to BI, BK standard deviation. This is normally true. This is not normally or really true. It provides a simple model. A more detailed model would have multiple risk factors. This would require more computation, but still less than computing the covariance of each possible pair of securities in the portfolio, which with this equation only the betas of the individual securities and the market variance need to be estimated to evaluate covariance. Hence, the index model greatly reduces the number of calculations that would otherwise have to be made to model a large portfolio of thousands securities. In order to summarize this session, uh, this shape single index model was developed by William Shape. It simplifies the method of divarication of portfolios. Shape published a model simplifying the mathematical calculations done by the Markowitz model. According to Shape's model, the theory estimates the expected return and variance of indices, which may be one or more and are related to economic activity. This theory has come to be known as market model. He assumed that the return of a security is linearly related to a single index like the market index. The market index should consist of all the securities trading on the exchange. In the absence of it, a popular index can be treated as a surrogate for the market index. The index model greatly reduces the number of calculations that would otherwise have to be made to model a large portfolios of thousands of securities. Dear students, let us understand this concept in detail with the help of some of the multiple choice questions. Here, in order to understand this shared single index model, so we will understand this with 5 simple multiple choice questions. What is SIM? That is SIM. We have four options. Option A, single investment management. Option B, simple interest margin. Option C, single index model. Option D, systematic index model. What could be the answer for this? Can anybody guess? The answer is option C, single index model. So the actual meaning for SIM is single index model. Similarly, we have another question. Most stocks have a positive covariance because they all respond similarly to. So we have four options. Option A, microeconomic factors. Option B, technical factors. Option C, international factors. Option D, macroeconomic factors. So anybody guess the answer? The answer is option A, that is microenvironment factors. Similarly, we have another question, that is, according to this model, the return of any stock can be decomposed into the expected excess return of the individual stock due to firm specific factors, commonly denoted by its. So we have four options. Option A, coefficient. Option B, regression coefficient. Option C, coefficient of variation. Option D, alpha coefficient. So what would be the answer for this? The answer for this, let me ask you, anybody guess this? The answer for this question is answer D, that is alpha coefficient. It's also denoted with A. So we have another question, that is, the single index model assumes that there is only dash macroeconomic factor that causes the systematic risk affecting all stock returns. Option A 2, option B 1, option C 4, option D 3. Any guessing answers? How many? The single index model assumes that there is only how many? How many macroeconomic factors that causes the systematic risk affecting all stock returns? Any guess? The answer is option B, that is one microeconomic factor that causes the systematic risk affecting all stock returns. Like that, we have another question. Sometimes some firms are more sensitive to these factors than others, and this firm specific variance is typically denoted by its dash, which measures its variance compared to the market for one or more economic factor. We have four options to answer this particular filling the blanks question. Option A, sigma. Option B, beta. Option C, alpha. Option D, infinite. Any guessing answer? The answer is option B, beta. So here there are several references are available on the particular concept regarding Sharpe's index model. So you can go through some of the references that we listed in this slide, and this single index model is very interesting to understand. I request all of you to go through the books for references that we listed. And thank you for your patience listening. And I wish you all the best for your attendance. Thank you very much.